Now let's talk about another interesting type of price discrimination, and it's what we call a two-part tariff. So a two-part tariff includes a per unit price and a fixed fee. All right, so some examples of these are cell phone plans, electricity, golf courses. So you pay something to be a member of the golf course or of the golf club, and then you pay something each time you come to play, right? So you pay a fixed fee just to be able to come and play, and then you pay a small price every time you want to come and play. Electricity, you pay some fixed fee just to have electric service, and then you also pay per kilowatt hour that you use, similar with cell phone plans. So let's look specifically at a golf course. How does a golf course set their two-part tariff? How do they decide as a firm what is the best fixed fee and per unit price combination for the golf course, for the firm? So first you're going to set a per unit price, a greens fee. What does it cost to come play? And then you set a membership fee equal to the buyer's consumer surplus at that price. And the idea here is that if I charge you some price that makes you happy, right? A price that's lower than your total willingness to pay, a per unit price that's lower than your total willingness to pay, then that means you're walking away with some amount of surplus. And in theory, the idea is that that amount of surplus, if we measured that in dollars, that's the number of dollars that you'd be willing to pay in order to be a member here. Because that's the number of dollars of happiness you are gaining from being able to play here, right? And so if we can measure, we set your per unit price, all right? We say you got to pay X dollars to play today. And if we knew that charging you X dollars would give you, say, $50 of surplus, it makes you $50 worth of happy, right? Then we would know you'd be willing to pay $49 for a membership here, because you would still walk away with $1 of happiness that you didn't have prior to this transaction, right? So remember, surplus occurs because of participation in a market transaction. And so if participating in this transaction, if playing golf today gives you some level of surplus, that's happiness you would not have had if you did not play golf today. And so I can take advantage of that as the golf course, the firm that's providing you with this ability to play golf. If I know that by playing golf you gained some like $50 worth of happiness, then I know you're willing to pay at least $50 to do it, right? Because that's $50 of happiness you wouldn't have had if you didn't do it. So that's the theory, that's the premise on which these two-part tariffs work. So let's look at an example. If you're a golf course with this demand curve and supply curve, marginal cost curve, then you've got some choices. How do you know what you want to set for your prices? Let's look at a few options. So say you charged a per unit price of $60, right? That means that you'd get $800 off of your customers who come and play golf for $60 each, right? So you'd have 20 customers, or maybe one customer who plays 20 times, depending on how you want to look at this graph. You'd have 20 customers, each paying $60. You would make $800 off of them, right? And what is their surplus then? The consumer surplus then is the space between the price of 60 and the demand curve, what they were willing to pay. And so consumer surplus is the area of this triangle, which is $400. This means that these consumers who are paying $60, or this consumer who's paying $60 to play 20 rounds of golf, is leaving after those 20 rounds of golf $400 happier than she would have been if she had not played today, if she had not played 20 rounds of golf. Hopefully not all in one day. Probably not all in one day. 20 rounds. So if she plays 20 rounds of golf, you know, if you are able to determine that it makes her $400 happier, her consumer surplus is worth $400 to her, that means that your membership in this golf club, golf association, the ability to play those rounds of golf is worth at least $400 or at most $400 to her, right? So you can charge her a membership fee of $400 and a per round fee of $60. She's willing to pay that membership fee because that's how much happiness she gets from playing golf for $60. This is the two-part tariff for a golf course. You have other options, so you also could charge a per round fee of $40, in which case she's going to play 30 rounds. And now what is her surplus? It's this big old triangle, right? She's really happy to be playing a bunch of rounds of golf for a low price. All of that happiness is worth to her $900, so you can charge a membership fee of $900. Because playing golf for 30 rounds at $40 is worth $900 of happiness to her. And so she's going to pay to be a member of your club just so she gets to play 30 rounds for $40, right? If we extend this all the way out, if we set a per unit price per round of golf that she plays equal to marginal cost, right? So equal essentially to the competitive market price. So you charge her exactly what it costs you to provide the service, right? You charge a per unit price of $20. She's going to play 40 rounds, and how much is it worth to her? It's worth $1,600 to her, right? So now you can charge a membership fee of $1,600 to get her in the door. She will pay that because your price per round is so low that she gets so much happiness from playing golf at your golf course, right? And this is actually the best option for you as a firm. Notice you walk away with $1,600 as a firm in this case, where if you charged a higher per round fee with a lower membership fee, here it's only $1,500. If we go back even more, here it's only $1,200. Your best option as a firm is to charge a price, a per unit price, equal to your marginal cost, but then charge a membership fee equal to your customer's total willingness to pay, right? Your customer's total surplus at that price. So how does a golf course set a two-part tariff? They set a per unit price, and they set a membership fee equal to the buyer's consumer surplus at that price. So the tariff that maximizes profits is one where the price is equal to your marginal cost. You charge the lowest possible price that you're willing to accept, right? Whatever it costs you to provide the service, that's what you charge per round of golf. But then what that means is that your consumer is getting a ton of surplus off of each round of golf. And you can then take that back by charging a membership fee equal to that total amount of surplus. And that maximizes your profits. The consumer's going to walk away with no surplus left at the end of the day because you're charging them, you're making them pay you all of what they would have in surplus. But that maximizes your profits as a golf course. And that's a two-part tariff system.